They never wanted him to win. For years, the tennis world was a two-man show, the graceful artistry of Roger Federer versus the relentless power of Rafael Nadal. Their rivalry was epic, a storybook tale of contrasting styles and mutual respect. Then, a third player crashed the party, a challenger from a war-torn country who refused to stay down. His name was Novak Djokovic, and he wasn't just there to compete, he was there to dominate. The establishment, the media, the fans, many of them pushed back. They booed him. They questioned his character. They dismissed his achievements. But every jeer, every doubt, only fueled the fire inside him. This isn't just a story about a tennis player. It is a story about a fighter who stared down adversity and became the undisputed greatest of all time. Imagine being a child, dreaming of Wimbledon, while bombs fall on your city. That was Novak Djokovic's reality. Growing up in Belgrade during the NATO bombings of Yugoslavia, he and his family spent nights huddled in bomb shelters. Yet, his passion for tennis never wavered. While others sought safety, a young Novak was on the tennis court, hitting balls for hours on end. His first coach, Helena Zhin, he saw something special in him, not just talent, but an unshakable hunger. She told him he had the potential to be number one in the world. This wasn't just a prediction. It was a seed planted in the mind of a boy who'd already learned the meaning of survival. That hardship didn't break him. It forged him. It gave him a mental toughness that would become his greatest weapon. When Djokovic first broke onto the professional tour, he was seen as talented but fragile. He was known for his uncanny impressions of other players, a light-hearted joker in the locker room. On court, however, he struggled with his physical conditioning. He would often retire from matches due to breathing problems and fatigue, leading many to label him as mentally weak or a quitter. It was a frustrating period. He had the shots, the athleticism, but something was holding him back. He was the third wheel in the Federer and Nadal dynasty, a consistent top-5 player, but one who couldn't quite break through that final barrier. He won his first Grand Slam at the 2008 Australian Open, a massive achievement, but it seemed like a one-off. For the next 3 years, he remained in their shadow, watching them trade major titles. The tennis world had its narrative, and he wasn't the hero. The Federer and Nadal era was a golden age for tennis. Roger, the elegant maestro from Switzerland, played with a seemingly effortless grace that was beautiful to watch. Rafa, the clay court king from Spain, was a physical marvel, a gladiator who chased down every ball with ferocious intensity. Their rivalry was perfectly balanced and captivated millions. They were marketed as the ultimate gentlemen of the sport. Into this perfect picture walked Djokovic, raw, emotional, and unapologetically ambitious. He didn't fit the mold. He wasn't the calm, composed artist like Federer, nor the humble warrior like Nadal. He was something different. He celebrated victories with primal roars. He tore his shirt off. He wore his heart on his sleeve. This passion was often misinterpreted as arrogance. He was disrupting the comfortable narrative, and many fans simply didn't want a new protagonist. He was seen as the villain, trying to spoil the perfect story. The turning point came in 2011. Djokovic embarked on one of the most dominant seasons in tennis history. He changed his diet, discovered a gluten intolerance that had been plaguing him, and transformed his physical and mental game. He started the year with a 41-match winning streak, defeating both Nadal and Federer repeatedly, often in major finals. This wasn't just a player hitting a hot streak. This was a complete reinvention. Where he was once physically fragile, he was now an Iron Man, capable of outlasting anyone in grueling 5-set battles. His mental game became his fortress. He learned to channel the crowd's energy, whether it was for him or against him. He developed an almost supernatural ability to lock in under pressure, to save match points, to find his best tennis when it mattered most. This mental resilience, forged in childhood hardship and honed through professional struggle, became the defining characteristic of his game. He wasn't just playing tennis. He was playing chess at 150 miles per hour, always 2 steps ahead. Let's just talk about the numbers, because they are staggering. Most Grand Slam titles in men's history. Most weeks spent as the world #1 player, shattering the previous record. The only man in the Open era to win every Grand Slam at least 3 times. The only player to win all 9 Masters 1000 tournaments, and he's done it twice. He holds a winning record against both Federer and Nadal. For years, The debate for the greatest of all time, or GOAT, was a three-way race. But as Djokovic continued to pile up records that were once thought to be untouchable, the conversation began to shift. It was no longer a debate based on style or popularity. It was becoming a mathematical certainty. He methodically dismantled every argument against him with one simple tool: relentless winning. His career is a masterclass in defying expectations and rewriting history. Even the greatest face setbacks. In 2017, an elbow injury forced Djokovic to take a 6-month break from the sport. When he returned, he was a shadow of his former self. His ranking plummeted outside the top 20. He lost early in tournaments. The critics, who had always doubted him, resurfaced, claiming his era was over. They said he had lost his motivation, that his body had finally broken down. But they forgot who they were talking about. This was the kid who practiced in a swimming pool turned tennis court during a war. In mid-2018, something clicked. He reunited with his old coaching team, rediscovered his hunger, and went on an incredible tear, winning Wimbledon and the US Open. He climbed all the way back to #1 in the world in less than 6 months. It was one of the most incredible comebacks in sports history. A powerful reminder that you can never, ever count Novak Djokovic out. So, what will be his legacy? It's complex. He may never win the universal popularity contest that Federer and Nadal enjoyed. But his legacy isn't built on being liked. It's built on undeniable, irrefutable greatness. He forced the world to acknowledge him through sheer force of will and accomplishment. He showed that you don't have to fit a certain mold to be a champion. He taught us that mental strength is just as important as physical talent, and that adversity can be the greatest fuel for success. For a new generation of players, especially those from smaller countries without a rich tennis tradition, he is a beacon of hope. He proved that a kid from a war-torn nation could rise up and conquer the world. He is the ultimate fighter, the master tactician, the record breaker. Love him or not, you have to respect him. Novak Djokovic didn't just join the conversation of the greatest of all time. He ended it. Thanks so much for watching. If you're a tennis fan or just love an incredible underdog story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Let me know in the comments what you think of Djokovic's journey. See you in the next video.